Alright, this is just a little PSA, a little public service announcement, because it's been less than a week. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon have been announced, and already a lot of you have formulated opinions of how the game's gonna be, how the game's gonna play out, whether you hate the game. A lot of people are saying, I'm going to hate Ultra Sun and Moon, it's gonna be shit, it's gonna be rubbish. I'm just here to tell you, stop what you're doing. Just stop, okay? Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were announced less than a week ago. We've been shown all of about 30 seconds of what the game's going to look like. We've only been told this specific information. There are new Pokemon, it's an alternate story taking place in the same world as the original Sun and Moon games. That's it. That's all we know. We don't know if there are going to be new types of Mega Evolution, new types of Ultra Beasts, new types of Z moves, really. There probably will be with Z moves, but we don't know anything yet. And yet there are people out there saying, I'm going to hate these games. Similarly, there are people like me out there saying, I'm going to love these games. But the reason I know I'm going to love these games is because I'm a Pokemon fan. I love Pokemon. And no matter what Pokemon brings out, I'm going to enjoy it if it's a main series game, because I love the format of the games, I love receiving new Pokemon, I love playing through a new Pokemon based adventure. That's why I love Pokemon. But for the people saying that it's going to be rubbish and that they're going to hate it, you've seen 30 seconds. Just because you've seen 30 seconds, you have no way of confirming if it's going to be the same as Sun and Moon, if it's going to be dramatically different to Sun and Moon, or whether it's going to be a complete opposite story to Sun and Moon that you're not going to enjoy. You don't know. You have no idea. All you know so far is that it's building on Sun and Moon. That's all we know. There's no reason for you to hate the games yet. Wait until some more trailers out before you formulate an opinion. I know a lot of you are hating on it because it's not on the Switch, but you're gonna have to get over that, okay? Pokemon typically haven't brought games out onto new Nintendo consoles for a couple of years to see what the sales numbers are like. So it makes sense that the Switch, having come out in March this year, isn't gonna get a Pokemon game announced 3 months later. That's just not gonna happen. So for all the people that were expecting a Pokemon game on the Switch, that's not a Pokemon problem, that's a you problem. That's your fault for getting your hopes up without checking all the information first. Similarly to all the people that are like, oh my god, by November the Nintendo 3DS is gonna be a dead console. It's not going anywhere. The Nintendo 3DS is nowhere near, especially the new Nintendo 3DS, nowhere near the end of its lifespan yet. It's got a good few years left in it, so I wouldn't be surprised if in 2019, if certain remakes were announced, they'll probably be on the Nintendo 3DS. You need to just stop. Before you jump to conclusions, and I'm talking to probably a small percentage of people, because of the people who have already made their minds up about the games, I can appreciate that probably 75% of these people are under the age of 14. And haven't quite got to that point where they're thinking rationally about things that they're saying or decisions that they're making. I mean, you could even argue that people under 16, people under 18 can't really think rationally and make decisions, but we're not getting into that. That's a debate for a completely different channel that could probably do it better than me. But let's say 75% of people who think like this are under 14. Everybody over that 25% is pretty much who I'm talking to. Those ones, well, that out of the people that have made up their minds, let's take out the 10% of people that are like me, that are just happy to be getting new Pokemon games, so we've already decided we're going to like it because we're going to like playing a Pokemon game. Yes, I'm very aware I may not like it as much as other Pokemon games, like Pokemon Soul Silver is still my favourite Pokemon game of all time, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to like this one. And just seeing a 30-second trailer with a few clips of some Pokemon we've already seen, and then, oh look, a different version of Solgaleo and Lunala based on Necrozma, which we still don't know if it's a fusion or if the Aether Foundation have made armor that is based off Necrozma, very big possibility, rather than it being a fusion itself. We don't know the story behind those Pokemon, so I'm intrigued to see what the story is. So that's why I'm excited. So take out the 10% of people that are like me, that leaves us 15%. So I'm talking to the 15% of people who are like, I've decided what I think of these games, I'm old enough to think rationally, and I've decided I hate them because I've seen 30 seconds of footage. And I've seen the names of the games, and I've seen the console that they're based on, and that's the only information I need to know what decision to make about whether or not I'm going to buy this game. These are the people who still, to this day, come to my streams and go, is this Gen 6 you're playing? Or is this Gen 7? And you're like, oh yeah, it's Sun and Moon, I'm playing Gen 7. And they go, oh, I never really played the games after Gen 5. You know, ever since Gen 6 came out, I've just not enjoyed Pokemon. And we've been like, oh really? What didn't you like about X and Y? What didn't you like about Auras? Oh, I didn't play them. Oh, I've never played them. I've never bought the games, but I just know that I don't like the new stuff. How do you know if you don't like the new stuff if you've never played it? Even if I was in your camp, even if I was in your position of, oh, I've seen the trailer for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I think it looks rubbish. So I hate that already. I hate the direction they're going. I would still play the games. I would still buy them and I would still play them. So then I can formulate an informed opinion on it and not just sound like some numbskull. Some absolute pig-headed idiot deciding you hate something before you've tried it. That's like having a meal in front of you and going, yeah, that curry kind of looks like poo. Don't think I'm going to eat that. I'm not going to enjoy that. And then actually tasting it and going, wow, this is incredible. Why did I never try fucking chicken korma before? Terrible analogy, but you get my point. I just really think you guys need to calm down a little bit, okay? Wait for more trailers to come out. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon's lifespan is in its infancy right now. We know barely anything about it. Just take a moment, take a chill pill, just sit, take a deep breath and go, you know what? I don't like what I've seen so far, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to give Game Freak the benefit of the doubt. I mean, if anybody knows how to make a Pokemon game, it's Game Freak. It's the Pokemon company. I mean, they've been doing it for 21 years, and they've been doing it pretty bloody successfully, if you ask me. We're about to get 5 months of trailers, build-up, suspense, discussions. It's going to be amazing. Just enjoy it. You don't have to hate something straight away just to be an edgy kid. You can be an edgy kid in other ways. Do fidget spinner tricks. I mean, vaping's still a thing. Give that a try. Don't hate on a Pokemon game before you've tried it. Don't hate on a Pokemon game before you know anything about it. Just stop and think. Enjoy yourselves, because that's why we're here. That's why you're on my channel, because you're interested in Pokemon and you enjoy Pokemon. And in the meantime, for those that haven't, give Gen 6 a chance. Give Gen 7 a chance. Go play them and then tell me how much you dislike them. Because then at least you'll have a valid opinion. Go for that. This has been a little public service announcement. I'm sorry for taking up too much of your time. If you enjoyed, hit like. If you enjoyed, hit subscribe. If you didn't, there's a big X in the corner, but please hit the dislike button beforehand. And until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.